Today is the 27th day of the 7th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, September 3, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천진 참부모님께 경배. 바로 let us recite Family Pledge. Number 1. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation, by centering on true love. 2. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the beautiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. 3. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships and realm of the royal family by centering on true love. 4. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to build the universal family encompassing heaven and earth, which is Heavenly Parent's ideal of creation, and perfect the world of freedom, peace, unity, and happiness by centering on true love. 5. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. 6. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the Heavenly Parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. 7. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect a world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. 8. Our family, the honor of Channel Group, pledges, having entered the era of Channel Group, to achieve the ideal of Heavenly Parent and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of Heavenly Parent on earth and in heaven by centering on true love.
So, good morning to Heavenly Parents and your parents. Good morning to all leaders, elders, and brothers and sisters. My name is John Boyayo, and I would be your MC for today's morning hunduke. So today is a day that marks the last day of our 5th 40 days hunduke condition. To begin today's morning hunduke, may I call on Tito Julius Escleto for the opening prayer.
Okay, let us pray, brothers and sisters. Our loving Heavenly Parent and our victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, good morning. We are so grateful for this morning as we gather together as one family, centering on our true parents to listen again your words through this morning devotion. Truly, it is very essential for us to continuously study your words, because through that we could deepen our understanding on it, as well as you have deepened also understanding your heart and your will. And we are fortunate that we live in the time of our true parents, because they are the very hope of humankind, the desire of the ages that could bring about transformation from this fallen state into that original sinless state through the blessing. In that inheriting your true love, true life, and true lineage. You know that the ultimate purpose of the Messiah is to lay the foundation. The ultimate purpose of your providence of restoration is to lay the foundation for the Messiah and our true parents through their establishment is the most important victory in the providence of restoration, because through them that we could emerge blessed families, blessed tribes, nation, and ultimately blessed world. And in that, the kingdom of heaven could substantially emerge, and a new history centering on our true parents can begin. And now our true parents had given us these heavenly tribal Messiah missions. And in order to succeed in that, we have to absolutely unite with our true parents and their victorious foundation based on the foundation of absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. And we have to unite also with our true mother's vision for 2027 and strive hard to become a victorious Chunbu Populs. We ask then forgiveness of the shortcomings and limitations, and also that we have to always reflect of ourselves and always make a good condition for you to work with us as well as our good ancestors. Again, we'd like to thank you for this new day and for a new opportunity for us again to listen to your words and opportunity for us to practice it. I'd like to offer this with gratefulness, with humility and gratitude on behalf of my brothers and sisters. And in my name and my wife's name, Julius Santami Escleto Central Blessed Family. Aju.
Let us now then have our individual prayers. Aju, Aju, Aju. At this point, let us all prepare ourselves to listen for our Hundak reading, which will be led to us by our brother Philson.
So, good morning, brothers and sisters. So, our reading is from Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hakcha Hanmun. Chapter 11, The Restoration of Canaan in heaven and on earth. The mother of peace in the Muslim world. When I landed at the airport in Niamey, Niger on November 27, 2019, government officials displayed their highest level of protocol as they received me. We had been told that the president and citizens in general were delighted that I was coming, and these words prove more than true. I truly enjoyed the warm welcome on the part of Prime Minister Brigi Raffini, his chief of staff, cabinet ministers, and other high-level representatives of this Muslim nation in Central Africa. Our meeting had been long awaited. The Prime Minister and 10 cabinet ministers had scheduled to come to Seoul in February to attend World Summit 2019. Pressing state issues prevented the Prime Minister from making the trip, and he sent a ministerial delegation instead. The officials whom he sent to Seoul were deeply moved. When they returned to Niger, they gave a detailed report about the World Summit 2019 and our activities. The Prime Minister agreed to attend the Africa Summit, which was being planned for September 2019 in Sao Tome and Principe. But once again, this time due to security issues caused by terrorist attacks in northern Niger, the Prime Minister could not attend the summit. This time, he sent a special envoy, the Minister of Planning, with a personally signed message expressing his strong desire to host an African summit and blessing ceremony under True Mother's leadership. Thus, it was after initial setbacks that we finally met, and this made the meeting even more special and joyful. At the airport, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs accompanied me as I was saluted by an honor guard and received a welcome from their leading traditional dance troupe. I was particularly impressed by the honor guard and thought Niger's sons are so gallant, dashing, and patriotic. As true mother, I felt I wanted to adopt these young men of Niger as my sons. The evening of my arrival, His Excellencies President Mahamadou Issoufou kindly invited me to a presidential summit welcoming banquet. 300 current and former heads of state, parliamentary speakers, ministers, and other VIPs attended the banquet. I fondly remember President Issoufou calling me the Mother of Peace and expressing his sincere admiration and respect for the Republic of Korea. Almost 2 years earlier, on January 18, 2018, I had proclaimed Heavenly Africa during my keynote address at the first continental level Africa Summit hosted in Dakar, Senegal. On the basis of this proclamation, beginning in June, the Universal Peace Federation and other organizations began working to secure the support and participation of African government in the Heavenly Africa Project, a package of 10 projects aimed at promoting peace and development that includes the True Family Blessing movement. At times, it took as many as 10 days for our delegates to meet with the head of state. As it wasn't unusual for meetings to be rescheduled, our delegation would skip meals and be on standby for many hours to ensure the meetings would take place. On the foundation of such sincere investment of time and energy, 10 nations signed memorandums of understanding and agreements to participate in our Heavenly Africa project. Niger, of course, was one of them. The ideal of one family is Heavenly Parents' dream and humanity's wish. The president of Niger is a wise leader, especially with regard to realizing this dream. Through his active support and dedication, the 2019 Africa Continental Summit and Family Renewal Festival took place. These events involved pioneering a path that we had not previously trodden. It was a great challenge and a truly holy undertaking conducted with the extraordinary support of the government, the nation, and the continent. During the summit, in front of some of the key stakeholders that move this continent, I proclaimed the truth that our Heavenly Parent had been unable to share for 6,000 years. The proclamation that Heavenly Parent's blessing comes when people are in unity with the only begotten daughter resonated with rolling thunder not only across Niger but throughout Africa. Following the summit's opening plenary, President Isofu and I signed the Niamey resolution in the presence of the 2,000 leaders who were gathered there. Official representatives from 54 nations and many current and former heads of state came on stage. President Isofu emphasized the importance of the summit in promoting development in Africa, his admiration for Korea's growth after the Korean War, and his gratitude for co-hosting the Continental Summit and attending in person. I then offered the great victory of the summit to heaven.
Thank you so much, Kuya Philson. Let us now then listen and welcome our sister Satomi Granada for her points of gratitude.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. These are my 10 points of gratitude. First, I am grateful to Heavenly Parents and True Parents for protecting me and my family. Second, I am grateful and thankful for being a staff for the Synergy Rizal that I was able to do my part of responsibility. Third, I am grateful and thankful for the other staff for the Synergy Rizal event for doing their best and sacrificing their time to make the event successful. Fourth, I am grateful that I was able to graduate from senior high school and now to start my journey as a college student. Next, fifth, I am grateful for all the leaders and for always giving their best for the success of our Providence and doing their utmost effort for all the events being held. Six, I am grateful and thankful for always receiving God's word that help me and inspire me for my daily activities. Seventh, I am grateful and thankful that I am part of the IYSP Rizal and to be able to help in the activities that are being held. Next, 8, I am grateful that we were able to manage financially and to be always healthy and safe. 9, I am grateful and thankful for my brothers and sisters in Antipolo for being there to help and assist the younger blessed children. And finally, I am grateful and thankful for my parents for always working hard in raising us and guiding us, that I was able to feel their sincere love and care for me and my siblings. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed, there are so many things that we are grateful about in life. Thank you so much, Hatomi. At this moment, let us all be entertained and get inspired to listen to an opening number by the Apera Sisters.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, whatever we're made of, when we are called to help our friends in need, you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Yeah, you always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You know you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
Thank you so much, Ate Celine and Christine, for that wonderful song. I hope everyone got inspired through the song. Now, let us ready ourselves to listen and receive inspiration from no other than our national leader. Without further ado, let us welcome Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halog with virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much, our Sister Joanne. First, I would like to greet our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and True Parents. To all our beloved leaders, our Chanbo families, the Central families, and brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Yeah, thank you very much for joining again our Kundukya. Today, we are completing the fifth 40-day National Morning Devotion. Thank you for being with us for now 200 days of doing, studying and learning about True Parents' words. Thank you for our second generation today hosting our morning devotion. Thank you for that wonderful offering song of our sisters Celine and Christine. It was really inspiring. And also for the 10 points of gratitude offered to us by our sister Satome Granada. Thank you po. Thank you very much. Yeah, yesterday we have concluded the 2-day Channel Book Leaders Assembly. We are truly grateful to our leaders, to Dr. Robert Kittle and our President Hori and Reverend Ronnie in Asia too. They presented yesterday in what it was truly very, very inspiring presentation. Really, it was amazing to listen from the reports and the plans and strategies of worldwide leadership, especially supporting our beloved True Mothers' effort of reunification for North and South Korea. And of course, for the reunification of, for the establishment of Heavenly Unified World. Truly, our leaders and members worldwide are really working very hard in supporting our beloved True Parents, supporting our beloved True Mother. Yeah, it's really possible to really realize Heavenly Parents and True Parents' dream if we continue with this kind of effort, and really in the lifetime of True Mother, we can truly realize that long cherished dream of Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Thank you very much to our leaders and also all brothers and sisters for all your effort, in the field, in the front line. So this morning, I would like to share with you So today I will be sharing, continuously, this is from the book 10 of Chun Sung Yong, Philosophy of Peace. So today I will be sharing this topic entitled, Now is the Era When We Live in Attendance to God. So I'll begin. So Father said, you will know God and find it natural to attend Him. The Unification Church does not talk about the kingdom of heaven based on faith alone. We say that the righteous are justified by attendance, that we are saved through attendance. But to attend God, you need to know Him. It is not a problem to attend Him once you understand the teachings of the Unification Church. Once you truly understand them, you will know God and find it natural to attend Him. So today, Father, sharing to us that we are now living in the era of attending our Heavenly Parent. So how can we attend the Heavenly Parent? So Father is telling us today that once we understand our Heavenly Parent, you will know. So once you truly understand the teachings of our true parents, and then you will going to know God and find it natural to attend Him. So Father said the Unification Church does not talk about the kingdom of heaven based on faith alone. So we say that righteous are justified by attendance, but we are saved through attendance. So, but to attend God, you need to know Him. So it is not a problem to attend Him once you understand the teachings of the Unification Church. So the key here is to really, through parents' teachings, then we can understand our Heavenly Parent. So without understanding Heavenly Parent, then it's difficult to attend Heavenly Parent. If we have the mindset that Heavenly Parent is like, just for many people, they treat God like as an artificial God, right? It's not really like reality. So if we start to understand Heavenly Parent through the teachings of our true parents, Father said it will be natural for us to attend Heavenly Parent. So how can we reach this kind of level, right? So many people, they only like need God if they have some difficulties in life, if they have some problems. But if they are living well, if they're okay, they cannot even remember Heavenly Parent. They cannot even remember God. But like our parents, we always can feel our presence. If we are living with them, that their presence is always there. We can always feel. We can always naturally attend them because we can see them physically. But how about Heavenly Parent, right? So without understanding, Father said, the teachings of true parents, and then without really knowing about our Heavenly Parent, then it's really difficult to attend God and Heavenly Parent in our daily life. But if we understand them, Father said, it will become natural for us to attend Heavenly Parent. So this is now the era where we are living in, right? Where we have to really make Heavenly Parent really our top priority in our life more than anything else, right? So God should be our top priority in our everyday living. The moment we open our eyes, and then 24 hours a day should be Heavenly Parent, should be like in our midst. Always we have to feel Heavenly Parent's presence and really attend Him in everything that we do, right? Not only when we need to go to prayer room, everything we do, we have to always make Heavenly Parent our top priority. Aju? So this is now the era where we are living in. So we have to reach the level that naturally we attend Heavenly Parent in our daily life. So Father said, how regularly do you feel God's presence? So having said that, I ask you, how regularly do you feel God's presence? How many times during your 24-hour day do you feel His presence? Can you expect to be saved through attendance if you attend God 2 hours a day? You should need God more than you need to breathe and seek Him more desperately than a choking person gasps for air or a dehydrated person craves a drink of water. God is more essential than food. So Father is asking us, when we try to reflect and really think about how many times, we are really attending Heavenly Parent, we are really thinking about Heavenly Parent in our daily life for 24 hours a day. How many times, we are really attending Heavenly Parent? So Father said, how regularly do you feel God's presence? How many times in your 24-hour a day do you feel His presence? So Father said, can you expect to be saved through attendance if you attend God 2 hours a day? Right? When I'm thinking about, this time, Dr. Yoon and Wonju McDavid, who's attending True Mother every day. I cannot imagine, their schedule, how many times do they still have time to attend for themselves? Like, when I think about this, I cannot imagine actually what kind of life, they are living, right? When Father is still alive, Mother told us, how much also through Mother attended through Father for 52 years. And then, through Father's schedule is very tight. So the same together with our true Mother. So when we think about Heavenly Parent in our daily life, how can we attend Heavenly Parent? How are we attending? How many hours we are attending Heavenly Parent in our everyday life? That's why whether we are working, whatever we are doing, whether we are in our school, how much we have to always, feel God's presence. Then how much we have to always, attend Heavenly Parent, not only when we are praying, right? Actually, Father is telling us when we started to build relationship with Heavenly Parent, our every moment of life is like, we can really feel Heavenly Parent's presence, like our true parents. So as we are now living in the time of attendance, so whatever we are doing, we have to really make Heavenly Parent our top priority whenever we are eating, right? We need to first, of course, we pray, and then we offer first to our Heavenly Parent. Whenever we are sitting, whatever we are doing, actually we have to really reach this level. Even I myself, I need to invest a lot more and more, right? How can we really, really live every day with the presence of our Heavenly Parent? So this is actually the era where we are living in, that God's presence can be, very realistic in our everyday life. God shouldn't be just a God, of theory, but He needs to become a substantial God, like our presence, like our parents that are always present in our everyday life, right? So Father said, you should need God more than you need to breathe, and seek Him more desperately than a choking person gasps for air, or a dehydrated person craves a drink of water. So can you imagine, try to imagine that, di ba, when you are running out of, air, can you imagine how desperate you are? Ganun din, if you are like dehydrated, or, you are seeking for a drink of water, desperately, that kind of feeling, Father said, we need to have this kind of feeling of seeking our Heavenly Parent in our everyday life. So God is more essential than food, Father said. But, sometimes reality, it's not easy to feel and experience our Heavenly Parent in our everyday life, especially if we are doing well, if we are comfortable. Sometimes very difficult to, live with to remember Heavenly Parent. Basically, fallen people can only remember God when they need help, when they are in an uncomfortable situation, when they are in difficulty. If they have a lot of problems, then they can remember God. But if human beings, they are living well, they are, comfortable, they forget about God. They couldn't, even forget to pray. This is the reality, right? But Father is telling us today, as we are living in an era of attendance. So we have to really make God our top priority in our life. We have to really feel His presence every moment, 24 hours, Father is telling us. Aju. So this should be our life as God's sons and daughters living in this time of attendance. So Father said, do you expect that you can be saved through your attending God only like 2 hours a day or very short time in a day, you attend Heavenly Parent, right? So our life should be dedicated in attending our Heavenly Parent 24 hours a day, whatever we are doing. Even when we are working, whatever we are doing, we have to always, feel Heavenly Parent in our daily life. So it's really not easy, right, to do it. So we have to really live a life dedicated to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Always thinking about Heavenly Parent's will, only thinking about Heavenly Parent's desire in our everyday life. And then whatever we are doing, we dedicate, we offer to Heavenly Parent. Aju, so Heavenly Parent should be like, an air that, a choking person is badly, needed. This kind of situation, and then like a person who is seeking for a drink. So Heavenly Parent should be like this in our everyday life. So He should be more important, more than anything sa buhay natin. So this is life of attendance, really always seeking Heavenly Parent in our 24-hour day life. True Father said, you have to know God's situation and circumstances. You have to know God's situation and circumstances, understand His heart, and then think of Him as you would your Father. He is your Father, my Father, and our Father. Why should learning about God, listening to Him, and attending Him be our way of life? It is so we can come to understand God's circumstances and heart as they were expressed in the pages of the Bible. It is to understand that God is our own Father, who has been wounded, trampled upon, rejected, and torn to pieces. So that's why it's really important. Father said that we have to know God's situation and circumstances. Many times Father is telling us, you need to know the heart of God at the time of creation. You need to know the heart of God, at the time of the fall. And then, God's heart striving, in the time of, restoration. We have to know God's heart, right? His situation, His circumstances, understand His heart, and then think of Him as you would your Father, your own parents. So we need to reach this point sa buhay natin. Every day we should live like this, right? We have to really know and understand God's situation. God is the reason why we are here, right? So what is God's desire? So true parents have lived their life, prioritizing our Heavenly Parent, really understanding fully. That's why until this time, true mother is sacrificing. True father continuously working in the spiritual world because true parent's heart is completely one with the Heavenly Parent's heart. They know fully God's situation. That's why, that's why even at the age of now, true mother is turning, now is 78, right? Our true mother. At her age, true mother is living a life, sabi nga ni Dr. Yun, true mother, cannot sleep actually. When we think about Heavenly Parent, this kind of situation, this kind of a world where God's children are suffering, people are fighting among each other. People are really dying every day. Too much suffering. How can Heavenly Parent, how can our parent, live comfortable life? How, how painful God's heart is. Who really understood God's heart? Only our true parents. But we also, the children of Heavenly Parent who knows true parents, really, who knows somehow through Heavenly Parent, we have to really understand more. We need to invest more to really understand fully Heavenly Parent's heart. Anyone who really understands God's heart cannot live a comfortable life. Aju, cannot live a comfortable life if you really understand Heavenly Parent's heart, who is always longing to save His children, to end the suffering in this world, right? So when we come to realize and think about and really live our life that God is like our own parents, can you imagine God's situation? We can never live comfortable life like our true parents now, like our true mother, who is always, everything is like emergency for her. She cannot sleep. Why? Because she wanted to liberate Heavenly Parent completely as soon as possible. Aju? So Father said, why should learning about God, listening to Him, and attending Him be our way of life? It is so we can come to understand God's circumstances and heart as they were expressed in the pages of the Bible. It is to understand that God is our own Father, who has been wounded, trampled upon, rejected, and torn to pieces. Who knows, God's heart of, being trampled upon? Father said, God that is wounded and rejected, and really, his heart of being torn into pieces for thousands of years. Are the religious leaders now knows God's heart like this? If they know, then they shouldn't just live their life like this now. So only people who understood God's heart, right? Like our true parents. That's why we have to really also strive and really invest to really understand more our Heavenly Parents' heart. Aju, if we truly understand Heavenly Parents' heart, our way of life will surely be different. Aju? So we will live a life like our true parents, the life of our true parents. That's why this is really important for us to really understand God's true situation and circumstances. Aju, if many or all of us members of our Heavenly Parents community can truly understand truly God's heart and situation, can you imagine? Channel book will really come about in short period of time. If all of us really work together like our beloved true mother, can you imagine true father and true mother? When father started our movement, he was alone. Can you imagine this foundation that had been established now? And then when true mother also dedicated her life when she was 17 years old in 1960, can you imagine the work that true parents have done? Only 2 people. Can you imagine if we, all members of Heavenly Parents Holy Community worldwide, could inherit this kind of heart? Can you imagine what can we do? This world will really become kingdom of heaven in short time if we can inherit such a heart, right? So what made true parents accomplish these amazing accomplishments? Because of them understanding fully Heavenly Parents and true parents' heart. So what is the key of building channel group? Heavenly unified Korea is not a problem, right? Establishing heavenly unified world will not be a problem if all members, if all blessed and families, channel families can have this deep understanding, can have this full understanding of God's heart and situation. Aju, so this is the key. Father said, this is an ironclad rule of the universe. The standard for true relationships is the parent-child bond of heart between God and human beings. No one in authority can undermine this bond of heart, for it is eternal, unchanging, and unique. It is a bond with absolute authority. When you come forth with this authority, all beings bow their heads before you. When you move with the authority of this bond of heart, the entire universe follows you. This is an ironclad rule of the universe. So this is really ironclad rule, Father said. This is like fixed, cannot be, shaken. This is an ironclad rule. What is this? This is a parent-child relationship, parent-child bond of heart between Heavenly Parent and human beings. So Father said, when you come forth with this authority, all beings bow their heads before you. When you move with the authority of this bond of heart, the entire universe follows you. So Father said, parent-child relationship, this is the center of the universe. So Heavenly Parent created Adam and Eve as, as their children. So Heavenly Parent wanted to have this relationship from very beginning. Parent-child, this bond of heart, inseparable, unbreakable, right? This absolute. Aju, if we could develop this kind of relationship to Heavenly Parent, Father said, all beings bow their heads before you. And then the entire universe follows you. Like our true parents who have built this bond of heart with our Heavenly Parent. Now, true parents now are the center of the universe, the center now of heaven and earth, the center of the cosmos. Why? Because of this bond of heart that they have developed, that they have created with our Heavenly Parent. Aju, all of us are meant to build this kind of relationship with our Heavenly Parent. We are created as sons and daughters of Heavenly Parent. So we have to really work hard to develop this kind of relationship. Father said, once you have developed this, once you have this authority, all beings will bow before you. Right? And then the entire universe will follow you. Aju? True Father said, embrace people of all different colors and live with them as family. If you do not have the courage to embrace people of all different colors and live with them as family, you will not be able to attend God in the future ideal world, the kingdom of heaven. That is why in the Unification Church, there is interracial marriage among members of different skin colors. I encourage Koreans, Japanese, and Americans to intermarry. If I did not do that, would not be able to take the lead responsibility in helping all humankind enter the world of the heart. If I did not do so, people would ask why. Among the people of different colors, I only love people of one color and did not make the condition to love people of another color. So I encourage Koreans to marry people of all colors. So that's why Father said, if you do not have the courage to embrace people of different colors and live with them as family, you will not be able to attend God in the future ideal world, the kingdom of heaven. That's why, truly, why Father have established this. We were created actually as God's sons and daughters. You know, as children of Heavenly Parent. So as children, we have to really attend the Heavenly Parent fully in our lives. But we cannot just do this, Heavenly Father, in the future. We cannot do this even in the kingdom of heaven to attend Heavenly Parent if we cannot embrace people of all different colors and live with them as a family. That's why actually Father have trained us, have assigned us in different areas, different countries. Kaya sabi ni Father, we have to experience at least, live with people at least 3 different nationalities. At least, sabi ni Father. Oh, the best is to live with, 12 nationalities. So what is true parents wanted us to develop? True parents wanted us to develop our heart to embrace people of different colors. So not only that true parents have trained us, but true parents have, initiated this interracial marriage. So this is the way for us to be able to embrace people of this different color from us. Right? So through this, once we develop this kind of heart to embrace people, then we can be able to attend Heavenly Parent in the future, Father said, in the future ideal world. So without developing our heart to embrace people from different nations, people of different colors, then we cannot attend Heavenly Parent. That's why many young brothers and sisters natin, we cannot just stay in our own hometown, even in our own nation nga lang, right? We have actually to go and have some experience in different countries, in different, places with people practicing different, culture. And really, these differences we have to embrace. Kaya nga, ang pinaka-the best talaga is through the interracial, intercultural marriage blessing. So through this, pag nakapag-asawa ka ng ibang nationality, right? Really, this is amazing blessing the true parents have given us. That's why our young brothers and sisters, you need to have this kind of, heart. Of course, through the blessing, really. But, anybody, of course, ang pinaka-the best is to be much internationally, but, even local, even kapareho natin na Filipino, but still, we have a lot of differences we have to settle, right? So that's why this is really important. And then also aside from this, that's why True Parents is training us, ina-assign tayo sa iba't ibang areas. So it's really good if you have the also desire to, serve other nations. It's very, very important, to become missionary and really attend other people, other nationalities. How amazing it is if we can have this kind of experience, right? Then we can be able to really develop our heart to embrace anybody. Then through this, we can really develop our heart to attend Heavenly Parent. Aju, to embrace Heavenly Parent. So really, that's why true parents have opened this way, through the interracial marriage. This is really the best way. So few days we are really studying about this one, right? So we could really learn how really precious this international intercultural marriage blessing. This is the only way to realize world peace. And then also through this, sabi ni Father, this is really the way for us to develop our heart and be able to attend our Heavenly Parent in the kingdom of heaven. That's how important it is, right? So Father said, a life of attendance is not easy. So it is not easy for you and it is not easy for me either. If I have to deal with an issue concerning attendance, I cannot sleep. I know that unless I attend God, He will be restricted, that without me, He cannot be liberated. It should be the same for you in attending me. You should make me feel that I am powerless without you. Because only when you expand the scope of your activities can I broaden the stage of my activities. Therefore, you should understand that you determine the circumstances that surround me, and you should have a heart to create an expansive environment for me in all spheres of life. So Father said, life of attendance is not easy, even for him. Sabi ni Father dito, if I have to deal with an issue concerning attendance, I cannot sleep. I know that unless I attend God, He will be restricted. That without me, He cannot be liberated. That's why how much true Father have done everything, how much our true parents have done everything to attend Heavenly Parent. Without them attending Heavenly Parent, anong sabi ni Father? God will be restricted. It's like imprisoned without true parents attending Heavenly Parent. And then without true parents attending Heavenly Parent, true parents said, true Father said, God cannot be liberated. So the same is true with us. Kaya lahat po tayo, we are very precious, we are very important. Our responsibility is very important. Our life of attendance is very important to our true parents. So we have to think, sabi ni Father, that without us attending true parents, then having true parents will be powerless. So without us attending our beloved true mother now, true mother will be powerless. Right? So that's why we have to really attend fully our beloved true mother now who is living with us on earth. So sabi ni Father, because only when you expand the scope of your activities can I broaden the stage of my activities. Therefore, you should understand that you determine the circumstances that surround me, and you should have a heart to create an expansive environment for me in all spheres of life. If we do well in our mission, in our responsibility, we expand the environment, then also True Mother, now who is with us on earth, can expand more her activities. That's why it depends on how we attend Heavenly Parent, how we attend our true parents, how we attend now our beloved True Mother who is living with us on earth. So we need to have this kind of thinking, sabi ni Father. So True Mother can expand more if we do our very best to attend True Mother and also expand our activities in our respective mission areas. Aju? So we have to really think like this. Na nakadepende rin si True Parents sa atin, nakadepende rin si True Mother sa atin. Hindi lang po yung tayo yung nakadepende palagi kay na True Parents, kay True Mother. Lagi nating sinasabi, Heavenly Parent is our hope, True Parents is our hope, True Mother is our hope. But the same is true, tayo rin ang hope ni na True Parents, tayo rin ang hope ni True Mother ngayon. So, as what True Mother is doing, as how True Parents is investing, we have to invest the same way. So the True Parents also can expand more. True Mother can expand more and can embrace all her children. Aju? So this is important point to understand. That's why we cannot just, relax. We cannot just take it easy. We have to really do our mission, our responsibility the best way, and then really pour out all our hearts, our dedication, our devotion to accomplish our task, our responsibility. Because only through this, also True Parents can expand. Also through this, True Mother can expand. Aju? So our attendance, our True Parents, our True Mother is truly very important. Aju? Father said you must attend God with more heart than the heart of parents. Again, a life of attendance is not easy. You must attend God with more heart than the heart of parents who love their children. Your parents took care of you 20 years or more. But God has been raising His children for tens of millions of years. Tens of millions of years have passed since humankind emerged. For tens of millions of years, God invested himself and devoted himself to meet the Son whom he has yearned for. Just because you have devoted yourself, do not think that you have offered all that you have. Even after devoting yourself, you should think it is still not enough. You know, our true parents, they are really our absolute model. The way they live their life, right? Can you imagine, even true parents have invested their whole life. Even father feels that, always not enough, this kind of feeling. So the same is true, sabi ni Father sa atin. That's why Father said, you must attend God with more heart than the heart of parents. Can you imagine? The heart of parents is, kahit na minsan kala natin, ang dami na nating nabigay, but never we feel satisfied for our children. We always wanted to give more, right? Many of us are parents here. Even kala na, sometimes maybe some people are thinking we have given already many things to our children, but as a parent, we never satisfied. We always wanted to give more and more and more. This is the heart of a parent, right? So sinasabi ni Father dito ngayon, to attend the Heavenly Parent, we need to attend Heavenly Parent with this kind of heart. Aju, our parents, raise us up only for maybe, ng bata lang tayo, mga 20 years, sabi ni Father, but God has been raising us continuously already millions of years. And then continuously pouring out His heart, our Heavenly Parent, continuously. This is our Heavenly Parent. That's why tayo rin, sabi ni Father, we have to attend the Heavenly Parent with the same, like the heart of a parent attending their children. We need to have this kind of heart, really offering everything, and then we never feel enough. Sabi ni Father dito, just because you have devoted yourself, do not think that you have offered all that you have. Even after devoting yourself, you should think it is still not enough. This should be our heart. Continuously, we wanted to give more to our Heavenly Parent. We have to attend more. Aju, this should be our heart of attendance to our Heavenly Parent. That never enough, right? As filial children, this is the heart of filial children. Like the parent that always, wanting to give to his children, to their children. Aju, truly amazing. The heart of our beloved true parents. This is their heart, attending our Heavenly Parent, our true mother now. A lot of victories already have brought, before true parents declare, the opening, the firm settlement of Channel Book. Can you imagine true mother restored 7 nations and then 7 religious denominations? But even after this great accomplishment, continuously, even this time of pandemic, amazing accomplishment, but what is true mother's heart? Still, this is not enough. Working day and night, 24 hours a day to attend our Heavenly Parent. Aju, this should be also our heart as filial children. How to inherit this kind of heart of our beloved true parents. The most filial son and the most filial daughter of our Heavenly Parent. Aju. So Father said that God's love is greater and deeper than any human love in this world. So God is near you. His concern for each of you exceeds that of anyone else. Everyone thinks that their own parents love them most. But God's love is greater and deeper than that love. It is deeper and greater than any human love in this world. Hence, you should become people who can feel God's loving embrace and call Him Father. You should become true sons and daughters who can experience God's internal heart in the position where you can say, now I know my Father's sorrow. If you can become such sons and daughters, you will become the owners of the kingdom of heaven in which you attend God. No one will be able to take that kingdom away from you. So it's very important, sabi ni Father dito. We have to really understand that God's love is the greatest love, in this world. So God's love is greater and deeper than any human love in this world. So we are thinking how much, wow, my parents really love me. My father really loves me so much. My mother really loves me so much. We are thinking like that, right? Sometimes we can see how much our parents loves us. They're giving everything we need. So everyone thinks that their own parents love them the most, sabi ni Father dito. But God's love is greater and deeper than that love. It is deeper and greater than any human love in this world. So, hence, you should become people who can feel God's loving embrace and call Him Father. So, when we feel, how much our parents loves us, we feel very comfortable, right? When we feel the love of our parents, but how much more if we can feel God's love? So, sabi ni Father dito, you should become people who can feel God's loving embrace and call Him Father. You should become true sons and daughters who can experience God's internal heart in the position where you can say, now I know my Father's sorrow. So through understanding God's love, God's embrace, also we can understand God's sorrow. We can also understand God's desire, God's, lamentation, all these things we can fully understand if we can start to understand God's love, how deep it is, right? So if you can become such sons and daughters, you will become the owners of the kingdom of heaven in which you attend God. So when we really understand God's love, the greatest and the deepest love among, or of all love in this world, then anong sabi ni Father? We can be able to truly experience God's heart. And then we can become the owners of the kingdom of heaven in which we can attend God. Can you imagine when you feel the love of your parents, how much you also wanted to give back to your parents? How much more if we can understand the love of our heavenly parent? Once we understand that love of heavenly parent, we can also understand God's sorrow. Then this will become our, heart also will be very eager to comfort our heavenly parent, like our beloved true parents now, like our beloved true mother. Right? So no one will be able to take the kingdom away from you. Once we become the owners through understanding God's heart, we will become the owner of the kingdom of heaven. Who can attend heavenly parent? A Jew, then no one can take the kingdom away from you, Father said. That's why what is really the key? Understanding heavenly parent's heart. Understanding how much heavenly parents loves all of us. A Jew, that's why true mother is really, investing, putting her life on the line. Because true mother fully understood God's love. A Jew, and then through that, true mother fully understand God's sorrow. For thousands of years, heavenly parent is suffering, waiting for the day of full liberation, where heavenly parent can embrace all his children, where all his children can live in joy, can live in happiness. A Jew, that's why how can we inherit such a heart? So only by inheriting such a heart, with understanding how deep, how great heavenly parents love, we can understand also his heart of sorrow, his heart of lamentation. Then through that, we will going to invest fully our entire life to liberate our heavenly parent. If all members of heavenly parents holy community can understand this and can have this kind of heart, then just in short period of time, heavenly parents' ultimate desire of establishing kingdom of heaven and earth will surely be realized. A Jew, that's why really the most important now, how can we inherit such a heart of our beloved true mother? How can we have this deep understanding of our heavenly parents' heart? A Jew, so this is really the key. That's why through parents' words, every day we are learning, we are studying, we can understand. And then it will just natural for us to fulfill our mission, to fulfill our responsibility. Right? We cannot, we will really live our lives attending heaven. That's why Father is telling us today, reminding us that we are really living now in the era of attendance. A Jew, if we truly understand God's heart like as deep as this, then naturally our 24-hour life every day will be a life of fully dedicating to Heavenly Parent, whatever we are doing. Always in our mind, in our heart, God's liberation, establishment of kingdom of heaven. A Jew, this will always be, inculcate, deeply in our hearts, in our mind. Then we will live our life all only, dedicated to our Heavenly Parent, attending Him. A Jew, that's why we have to really remember we are now living in this era of attendance to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So we are truly grateful to our Heavenly Parents and true parents giving us this great opportunity, A Jew. So let's really do our best to attend Heavenly Parent. What is the best way to attend our Heavenly Parent? Fulfilling our responsibility. A Jew, This is the best way to attend our Heavenly Parent and true parents, really fulfilling our responsibility as God's children, especially as Heavenly Parents whom entrusted during this time. Aju, so let's really do our best to really become victorious Heavenly parents, sons and daughters. We have to really become victorious Chonbu families, victorious Central families, who can truly bring the greatest honor and glory to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So through us, Kingdom of Heaven can be realized. Aju, especially in the lifetime of our beloved True Mother. So let's really continuously invest and truly complete everything while True Mother is alive on earth. Aju, so let's really offer our gratitude to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents once again. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. Let's really bring victory to Heavenly Parents and True Parents. May Heavenly Parents' love and blessings be always upon you and your families. Samsamnita.
Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Leo Angelo Halo. Yes, my God. So for my takeaway, I would just like to share that it really struck me a lot. But then it really had me like it gave me like a question for like right now is the era of attendance, but our main question is how could we really attend Heavenly Parents and True Parents, and how could we be a filial sons and daughters to them? But then through hearing today's morning devotion, these are the points that like I was able to caught on. So I think first, in order for us to really become a filial sons and daughters, Heavenly Parents, True Parents, or to really attend them, is we should understand Heavenly Parents and True Parents' heart and circumstances. Then, of course, through that understanding, we should develop our parent-child relationship to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents and unite with them with all costs. So, of course, if we understand and we unite with Heavenly Parents and True Parents, right, this is the time that we should take responsibility. That's why I think Heavenly Parents and True Parents made frontline mission and the blessing for us. Well, frontline mission is to really develop our individual heart, to really love our brothers and sisters. And then next, Heavenly Parents made the blessing. And whether it's interracial or it's a local blessing, or interracial marriage or local marriage, both are very precious because this is the moment where you offer yourself to Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Yes. So this is our way of path as Chonelgok citizens, because it's for us to overcome and embrace everybody and have that parental heart to resemble our Heavenly Parents and True Parents, not just resemble, but also surpass our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Of course, life of attendance requires true love, and that's why I think it's very hard to really have that life of attendance, because we all know that true love is full of sacrifices. But then, true love is God's love, which is the greatest and the deepest love that any love that we could receive. So I think that's all for my takeaway. So let us now proceed with our reflection sharing. So I would like to ask if anybody wants to volunteer and share their takeaways or reflection. Hindi ko makita. So is there any volunteer? So if there is none, so let us proceed to our main sharing of reflection. So I would like to, let us welcome one of our second generation members, our Sister Maritzu Cuevas.
Hello. First of all, good morning to Heavenly Parents and true parents, and to all brothers and sisters. So yeah, reflecting to the morning devotion from our Reverend Halog, it really struck to me too, realizing how much love and blessings our Heavenly Parents has gave us. So yeah, reflecting to my own everyday life, I realized that it is indeed hard to stay attentive 24 hours a day, to keep thinking about our Heavenly Parents. I mean, after a few minutes, we will be start thinking about another thing, like about work or anything personal. And just everything that is just about for ourselves and not always about true parents and Heavenly Parents. But after thinking that Heavenly Parents is like our parents who keeps giving, in a situation that, Heavenly Parents, God of love, just keeps giving and giving. And what we could do in return is just sometimes ask for more, taking things just for granted, just returning when in need kind of starts to hurt our own feeling like, oh, we're not really a good children of God in the end. Because what we could do is just ask for what we want, just ask for more and more and more. And I think that's why it's really important to realize our Heavenly Parents' heart. Although we can't reach the level of true parents' understanding of our Heavenly Parents' heart, since they has given everything, all their life, like 24/7, ever since when they were a child, or since they've realized providence of God. They have given all. Like, they don't have their own personal life. Living for true parents, living for Heavenly Parents, has become their personal life as well. And it shows that they have really understood deeper of our Heavenly Parents' heart. And reflecting on that as well, I started to feel more gratitude on everything simple. The fact that we're healthy, the fact that we're still alive in this current pandemic, and all the basic needs that we have. I started to feel more thankful and kind of feel like I want to give something in return as well. And again, it also comes down to the question, how then? But I believe attending this Honda or attending Sunday services, joining workshops is a simple thing that we could do in return. And going to matching, going to blessing as well is one way to return our heart to God. Well, I think that's all for my reflection.
Thank you so much, Ate Maritzu, for that wonderful reflection. Yes. So for our next reflection, may I call on our mother figure here in Asia Pacific, none other than Miss Teresha Kita. Tita, please unmute.
Sorry about that. Good morning, national leader and all leaders and brothers and sisters and blessed couples. Today is a very special day. It's the 200th time that Dr. Reverend Leo Angelo Hallo gave Hundoke in the morning. It's really a precious accomplishment. And also it's today, by the solar calendar, the 9th anniversary of True Father's Ascension. Because of the Asian calendar, we already celebrated with our True Mother and still are continuing to celebrate True Father's Ascension, but according to solar calendar, it is today. And the title today was "Now is the Era When We Live in Attendance to God." I was reflecting on how regularly I do feel God's presence, and I feel that my husband represents God substantially in my life. And so I let him sit down before I sit down for a meal. I let him start eating first, as if I let Heavenly Parent eat first. And I feel that my husband loves me and wants me to be happy, and that is just like Heavenly Parent loves me and wants me to be happy. So just now, from the last blessing, I want to share one example of a sister who was blessed with a brother from Ukraine, and that is a Eastern European country. And after great difficulty to be released from Philippines, from the overseas Filipinos office, she was able to travel there and start family life in Ukraine with her husband. And she tells me that they have a tradition there of 3 families living together in one house. So they share dinner together every evening with 2 other families, with all the children. And I feel it's very nice for her not to feel alone, to be embraced by other families, but also she confesses, I have to expand my heart and learn to love the children like my own children. And it made me also remember my husband and I living in Nepal with another blessed family. And then the owners, which were not members, but also friendly with our family federation, they lived upstairs. So in a sense, we also were 3 families living in one house together. And through that, I could really experience Nepali culture very deeply and started to really love Nepal and Nepali people. And so I feel God's presence is really in the people around us. And we can know Heavenly Parent as our Father. But also when we feel rejected or wounded or trampled on, we can relate it to Heavenly Parent. That is the best way to overcome such a challenging and difficult situation. And at the same time, we can grow closer in our relationship and our understanding of Heavenly Parent. So I'm glad we were also reminded today of the ironclad rule of the universe, that is the parent and child bond of heart. And True Father encourages Koreans to marry people of all colors. And I feel also the same way, to encourage everyone to be colorblind and not have any prejudice. Even our family members may have prejudices. And then it was also mentioned about how Heavenly Parent is comforted when we expand the scope of our activities. And True Mother is working really so hard to expand the scope of our activities. And now with the start of the Asia Pacific Clergy Leadership Conference. That is also a very important expansion of our activities. But anyway, we always have to think it's not enough and attend our true parents more. And I just wanted to also share with you that I have a little note on our cabinet here in our kitchen and living room. It says, God is with me and for me right now. So I always remind myself of that. And I want to thank Dr. Reverend Leo Angelo Halak for putting so many beautiful pictures of true parents always in Hunduke. I really enjoyed it and helps me to feel close to true parents and bring back my memories. And I also want to thank the beautiful second generation for their sharing, beautiful sharing, and making this morning devotion very meaningful and a good start for spending the day with Heavenly Parent to make the whole day holy. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Tita Teresha Kita. So, yes. Thank you for the wonderful guidance. Let's give a virtual round of applause for our Tita. For our final guidance, let us welcome another mother figure, but it's our very own mother figure here in the Philippines and Asia Pacific too. So let us welcome Mrs. Dulce Buyay.
Good morning. I just want to announce, anyway, already the memo is sent out yesterday that the blessing for this coming September 5 will be moved to October 3. So I would like to continuously encourage our brothers and sisters, our dear leaders, to let our participants to prepare more. And as you know, one of the most important participants also for this coming blessings are those Chonbo aspirants. And as we know that in order for us to become a Chonbo couple, there are 4 requirements, 4 conditions that they need to fulfill. Number 1 is liberating and also blessing our 430 ancestors, 4 lines, a couple, for the husband, 4 lines, and a wife. And then 430 blessing of couple physically. And the 3rd is the Chonbo Holy Wine. So all those who are going to be inducted as Chonbo couple should receive Holy Wine. And you know, once we receive Holy Wine, means that there's always a forgiveness on that. And I hope that all of those Chonbo couples will really, again, make more determination and commitment in front of Heavenly Parent and true parents. And the 4th one is Chonbo registration. So that will be on October 10. So I would like to thank you, and for the past weeks, for the past days, our two parents have been guiding us and reminding us of how important the blessing is through our national leader. And the bottom line of all the things that we are doing is really, you know, to receive the blessing. And that's why um, all the activities that we had, you know, we have to always think of how we can really bring these people back to our beloved two parents. That's the only way we can liberate the heart of our two parents, liberate the heart of our heavenly parent. So for this, I would like to really thank you for all your efforts in the field. And let's continue to bring victory to our heavenly parent and two parents. Thank you.
So thank you very much, our mother figure here in the Philippines and Asia Pacific. So thank you for that wonderful guidance. So for our news and announcement, may I call on the HQ staff.
Thank you so much, Sister Joanne. We would like to remind all our Chonbo couples, all blessed families, for the second class schedule of the Chonbo Leaders School with Professor Gil. This will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Manila time via Zoom. All confirmed participants are encouraged to review ahead the video materials to be used during the class and kindly submit your names with your centers to Ms. Mary Rose Tormes. If we have not yet received the video materials, you can contact Ms. Crystal Parasan and for more details. Then next, this coming September 11 is the 11th Asia Pacific Chonbo special online event, and the deadline for the registration is until September 5. To register, please email us at hjcbfields@gmail.com or send message to our Facebook page, HJ Chonbo Fields. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the news and announcement. So yes. So for our closing prayer, may I call on Miss Margie Volhan.
Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Please join me in my prayer. 사랑하시는 하늘 부모님, 춘지인 참 부모님, 감사합니다. 사랑합니다. Good morning, our loving heavenly parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. We are so blessed and grateful to have this another beautiful day. Together with our leaders, blessed families, brothers and sisters here, we thank you so much for your great love and amazing grace. Thank you so much for using our national leader, our SRLA, to convey to us your precious words that will guide us in our daily lives. Again, we're being reminded that you should always be our top priority. Our attendance to you, our heavenly parents, and true parents should be our top priority. That we should always give efforts to develop our relationship to you. That if we truly understand your heart, we couldn't stop until we're liberated. Heavenly Parent, we need you more than anything else. Our life has become meaningful because we have met our beloved true parents. And as we march forward, I hope we could always remember our goals, our missions, our responsibilities, to be always centered on your will and the desire of our beloved true parents. We have been receiving so much guidance and love from our dear leaders, and I hope those could help us bring all the glory and victory back to you, our heavenly parents. We should really fulfill our missions and responsibilities. We thank you once again for everything. Please accept our offerings, the hard works, and sacrifices of all our leaders, blessed families, brothers and sisters around the world. We are determined to inherit your true love and practice living for the sake of others in our daily lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for everything, and we love you so much. I would like to offer and report this prayer in behalf of our central figures, our leaders, elders, our brothers and sisters, and our names, Vince Arbigat Bonton, Margie Bolhano, Blessed Central Family, Aju.
Let us now have our individual prayer. Aju, Aju, Aju. So thank you so much, everyone. May you have a good morning and a great day. Bye.
National Leader,
Thank you po.
Good morning,
Thank you
everybody.
for everything for the message today.
Good morning,
Thank
everyone.
you po,
Blessed
everyone.
morning.
Thank
Good
you.
morning.
Congratulations.
So much, everyone.
Andre.
Much, Sir Joanne. Thank you so much, DSG family.
Stay silent. Good morning.
Good
Morning.
Amazing
morning.
Thank you so
translation.
much,
Salamita.
brothers and sisters.
Very
So much,
See you again
everyone.
morning.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well,